So,
Starting now.
uh, we'll start on go. Three, two, one, go.
I'm Sonic, a little ball of super energy in an extremely handsome package. On my planet, people were always after my powers, so I came to yours. It gets a little lonely, but that's okay. I am living my best life on Earth. Ow! At the place Sonic! At the pitcher's mound, also Sonic! Ugh, I can't with that guy. Uh-oh.
Why are you hiding out in my garage?
They're coming for me! If they steal my power, they could conquer the universe. You have to help me.
No, I don't. Please, it's life or death.
Good morning, my rural chum.
Mr. Dr. Robotnik, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to tell me where it is.
Wait! Don't hurt him! Road trip? Woo-hoo!
This can't be happening to me.
Oh my god, stop the car right now! What? The world's largest rubber band ball? We gotta see it!
No, this is not some fun family road trip.
You're right. It was lame. Gift shop was cool though.
Whatever this creature is, I'm going to uncover the source of its power.
Yeah, hey.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk.
Of course I want a latte.
I love the way you make them!
We gotta lay low. Let me show you how it's done. So should we get out of here?
Yeah, time to go.
I always want to do this. Nailed it! Uh-oh. Let's go! Here comes the boom!
How are you not dead?
I have no idea!
Oh, give me a big fat break!
That was an illegal left, by the way.
Aw, this one is cute. Let's keep him. Oh, come on! You've got car insurance, right?
Why would you throw your life away for this silly little alien?
Good time.
He's my friend.
Let's go! This is my power. And I'm using it to protect my friends. Let's go! Let's go! So, you're supposed to be Tom's best friend that he won't shut up about. Well, I don't see the appeal. That is very gross. Let's go!
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I think first things first is we can easily admit that the redesign is the best thing that could have ever happened to this movie.
Yeah. I definitely say so. It was very much needed. Actually, watching the trailer, I think I'm gonna go see this movie.
Yeah. I think I might too, to be honest.
I mean, it actually looks pretty fun. I mean, being someone who hasn't really religiously played Sonic games, but has played a few,
Yeah,
I
same.
I feel like I would enjoy this at least. But I think that Robotnik.
He needs glasses. He needs big
Yeah.
circular glasses. That would be the
needs to
perfect
have
touch.
The big egg belly.
The big egg belly.
But did they
Jim
change the
Carrey's-
voice actor, or was that the voice actor before?
For Sonic, I don't know. I think it might actually be different, but I only saw the other trailer once and it was forever ago, so I could
would
just
say
be
his-
remembering wrong.
His new form is definitely a lot better, and it's going to be a lot easier to look at the entire movie. I have no idea what the hell they were doing with the other one.
I don't think anyone knew what they were doing.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see it. And I'll have an excuse to because I have a little brother.
Let's see here. From what I'm reading, it does not appear that they changed the voice actor.
mean, it's a pretty good voice actor, I would say.
It appears it's still just Ben Schwartz, but I think he's doing something different with his voice. He's giving it more of a wow, chili dogs kind of thing.
Whoa, chili dogs!
That's the best way to sum it up, I think.
Yeah,
The whoa chili dog effect.
you gotta have the whoa chili dogs, or else it's not even worth it.
Otherwise, it's just not even a true Sonic movie.
What even is Sonic anymore?
A hedgehog.
The last time I checked, hedgehogs do not look like that. And
Shut
they
up.
definitely don't look like what they fucking monstrosity was before.
I have no idea what that was. Man, my watch together, not watch together, my Streamlabs, I lost my chat. I don't know where my chat box went or how to bring it back. I lied, I just found it. Okay.
Fucking liar.
The window
But-
has to be so big for it to appear.
Out of 10, what would you give it?
Obviously I don't know how the movie is. But if I had to give it an out of 10 right now, the trailer, I'm looking at like probably a decent 8. 8.5 maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
What
I'd give
about
it,
you?
I'd probably give it about the same. Maybe an 8.
Maybe an 8.
Yeah, because I mean, it just seemed like childish, upbeat.
Yeah. Something that'd be fun to
But
watch but
kinda-
not think about seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I
not
don't
the
think it's gonna be any like captivating like
action.
hardcore story.
It's
Yeah.
it's not gonna be the Avengers
Yeah, it's
Infinity
not gonna
War
be Avengers.
of
If it's
Sonic
not
the
Avengers,
Hedgehog.
it's not good.
False. Anyway, uh so yeah. I think that's my opinions on the Sonic trailer.
yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
We can move
Okay.
on.
So next we're gonna
Overwatch.
talk about Overwatch, yep. And the big reveal of Overwatch 2 that happened like the beginning of this month.
So let's talk about Overwatch 2 first. Just to get it out of the way, because that's like the biggest thing to like the entire public.
Yeah.
Whereas like the actual changes are big to the players, but not as big.
Yeah.
But Overwatch 2, I think after watching the trailers, it definitely looks really good.
I agree. It looks like a very fun game.
I think the heads-up display, the changes to that also look very sleek.
The HUD just looks way cleaner and less
Yeah.
intrusive.
Yeah, and I'm always a fan of simple but informative
Effective
HUDs.
HUDs, yeah.
Yeah. And the new like default skins and quotations for all the other characters are
Look nice.
Oh my god, they're beautiful.
Well thought out.
Yeah.
Creative. And very
I think everybody
personalized.
likes Genji's because he's wearing a hoodie and that's like edgy.
Edgy middle schooler.
Wow, he's got a hoodie on and he throws ninja stars. He's obviously cool.
He's
But
the
no,
cool guy, I guess.
He does look really cool.
He
I'll give
does.
him that.
Yeah.
So I
Um,
mean the whole aspect of the game is mainly like a huge PvE type.
Mission based, yeah.
It's going to be like there's going to be story based PvE missions, and as well as just like normal PvE, like replayable Nazi zombies type missions, where like you can unlock special abilities and character abilities.
Bro, you open the door. I'm saving up for Pack-a-Punch.
Exactly. Like one of them is Tracer's Pulse Bomb. You use her ultimate, and everybody nearby also gets stuck by a Pulse Bomb.
Chain reaction, I think is what it was called in the trailer.
And
It just
then,
looks like a
you know,
nice refresher.
yeah, it definitely does. And some people don't like PvE, and
I
the good thing
personally
about
love
that,
it.
yeah, me too. Like, man versus
Man,
machine.
oh, that's a timeless classic of a good example. I can't say timeless classic. Well, maybe I can. That came out in like what, 2013?
Yeah, and it's, I mean, the player base is still dedicated, but it's not really that popular anymore. So
Yeah, that is
I would
true.
say it's a timeless
It's
classic.
it's definitely slowed down.
It's mainly just two cities which gets played anymore.
That this is true. Two cities in like Manhattan. August 15th of 2012.
Wow.
I
That's
could say it's a timeless classic. Then it's over 6 years old.
over 7, actually. We're past August of 2019, so
That is true.
that's very old.
Yeah, very very.
But the cool thing about, you know, the game in general is that they're also adding multiple heroes at the start of the launch. So everything's going to be messed up.
All the metas, all
All
the
the meta is
strats.
going to be like, oh, what meta? Because they are saying it's going to be launched with multiple heroes, and one of them is going to be Sojourn, the lady that you saw in the trailer.
Yeah, yeah. With the red, she had red irises, I think, and like brown hair.
Yeah. No, I think it's white hair. I don't
White
know.
hair. It might be white hair, actually.
But as well as they're not saying she's going to be Overwatch 2 exclusive, but she is planned to have a hero made, Echo.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's not really exclusive. The heroes that are coming to Overwatch 2 are also coming to Overwatch.
From what we've heard, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room. How are they gonna deliver and or price it? Obviously, this is all yes, this is all speculation, of course. We have no confirmed information on this.
Yeah. So according to the Overwatch team, Overwatch 2 and Overwatch are going to be pretty much the same game. They're going to be running on the same engine and the same servers. However, Overwatch 2 has PvE, as well as the new skins like Genji and a hoodie. That's
Mhm.
not going to be coming to Overwatch 1.
But the real
So,
question,
given that it seems like an expansion of sorts, but they're saying it's a sequel,
yeah, that's where the real confusion comes in.
is it going to be $60 for everyone, or are people that own Overwatch going to get a discount?
That's really what it comes down to. Especially with my own personal opinion, because if they come out with it and there's no discount at all for people who already own the first game, even though it's, let's just for sake of sanity call it an expansion pack of sorts, even though it's basically just an expansion or DLC, if they charge $60 for it out of the gate, I'm not going to be picking it up for a while.
Yeah, or like wait for a sale.
Wait for a sale, because they did that a lot with the first game. They'd have sales, but $60 for more of the same, this is not really sounding too good to me.
Yeah. And I think what you were saying earlier, where if a new player was to buy Overwatch 2, they would have to pay like the full like retail price.
Yeah, like 60.
But say Overwatch is already in your game library on Blizzard, then maybe you can get a discounted price.
Yeah, like I actually don't know what the percentage is, but like to make it $40 or maybe
Yeah,
even
30,
45.
30% off.
Yeah,
And that would be 25.
because Blizzard doesn't have to take a big loss on this, but they need to make it a little more interesting to those of us who already have thousands of hours in the first game, already own the first game. Some of us that don't care about PvE, what's in it for us to buy the new game?
Exactly. And the cool thing about the new game is that you're going to keep your level, all of your stars. If you have a silver portrait, you're going to still have a silver portrait. And you're going to keep all of your cosmetic items that you have collected in Overwatch. So it seems like at one point in the far future, I want to say Overwatch is going to be like completely out of the picture, and everything's just going to be on Overwatch
Yeah,
too.
kind of like trying to do like a smooth transition of sorts.
And I think that's really good, especially if they put the game on sale to say like, "Hey, we're transitioning, we're leaving Overwatch 1," which I mean, if Overwatch 1 is getting an engine upgrade, I'm not sure why they would, because they're basically just going to be the same game.
Yeah.
Um, and you can play with people on Overwatch 2 on Overwatch 1. The servers are going to be the same.
Which kind of ties into the whole they got to make it a little more interesting for me to buy it,
Yeah.
whether that
But the
be
cool thing,
price or content.
yeah, the cool thing you got to remember though is that it's not going to be like a one-off like, oh, this is a PvE mission. You get one mission. That's it. This is like a huge PvE story with like multiple missions, multiple like,
Co-op,
yeah, co-op. It's going to be huge, and it's
kind of
definitely
like
going
the
to be,
events in the first game, but more solidified and thought out.
yeah, it's going to be like archives, but on super mega steroids times like 10.
Which I welcome it because I know there's people out there. Like I actually had a friend in high school who didn't want to play Overwatch or games like that because of a pet peeve they had where they didn't really care for games where the story isn't in the game. So games like TF2 and Overwatch where you kind of have to look elsewhere for story, whether it be in TF2's case, you have like the web comics and stuff.
Yeah, and Overwatch has web comics as well.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like the lore's there,
but you
but
have to go look for it outside of the game.
I mean, and I personally like that.
I don't mind it. I'm indifferent either way personally, but I understand where people come from.
Yeah, I don't really like games where the lore is forced down your throat.
Yeah. Like
I like being rewarded for exploring.
yeah, like well, I guess I can't say exploring in this case cuz they're very linear games, but like Half-Life or Portal, they have a lot of story as well, but a lot of it's not in your face.
Yeah, like I mean the most popular one is of course Ratman for Portal.
Yeah.
You
But
go
like
through the entire game without seeing a single Ratman den.
exactly, you have to look for them. And
Yeah.
even then it's not just like you go in and it's like a TV on the wall and it starts playing. It's like, this is the story of Portal. Here you go.
Wow, this guy, this name's Ratman. He's like, he exists.
There's an evil robot. Beep boop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, forcing story down people's throats is not appealing to me.
It's a good way to make a lot of people dislike a game.
Yeah. I guess it just comes down to personal preference.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I also want to talk about is the current state of Overwatch and what's happening on the PTR that's going to
Branch,
be
yeah.
in the game very soon.
Very, very
And
soon.
that's the massive nerf to barriers in general.
Basically changing the entire way most of the tanks play, how bunkers work, how most of the metas work, the play styles of the tanks, and how people play against said tanks. A lot of it's changing.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are saying the game is going to speed up, and I agree. Because one of the things that barriers do is not only protect your team from damage, but you do not get any ultimate charge from dealing damage to barriers. So what they've done is they've taken the power out of the barriers and tried to give it to the tank personally, which is why they've buffed armor and buffed all the tanks' other abilities besides their barriers, of course.
Yeah.
So they're taking the power out of out of the barrier and giving it to the tank. However, this means that if the tank is taking more damage and is able to take more damage, the enemy is still gaining ult charge from that.
It just balances it out more generally.
Yeah.
Whereas
And I
where the
mean,
tank still has the survivability to assist the team, but isn't just completely just screwing over the enemy team by making them go slower, not generate alt charge, and having to deal with you before anything else.
yeah, one of the sucky things is a push, especially in this double barrier meta. A push takes like a minute or a minute and a half just to get past the choke.
At
It seems like,
least.
and
Some
if
of the
you only have
maps,
like 5 minutes to make a push, you good
that
luck. You know,
costs. Yeah, that costs. Especially on some of the maps that have some of the more notorious chokes.
I would say Volskaya Industries is
Volskaya
definitely,
Industries, Hanamura, Eichenwald.
yeah. It's if you're facing double barrier and you're on the attacking team and you're also not doing double barrier to try and make space for yourselves,
You're just
you're
not
pretty
going to
much
go
screwed.
anywhere.
Yeah,
And if there's any sort of slight stagger, it's over.
yeah.
You'll
You
never
have to
win.
group up and push as a team, and if you fail, then all you can do is
You
try
have
again.
to regroup.
And it's going to take, if you have 5 minutes to push, you only get like 3 or 4 pushes.
Exactly.
It's very difficult, and I think that the changes to the barriers are definitely going to make a lot of people happy. And at the same time, it's going to change the way the game is going to be played.
Basically entirely.
I think one of the biggest ones
Indirect
is
buff to Bastion.
well, I would disagree with that one
Why is
because
that?
Reaper can take down an Orisa barrier, which is now at 600 HP,
Mm-hmm.
in only 5 shots.
Mm-hmm. Oh
So
wait, let
while
me
Bastion
specify. I mean the
is really
Bastion
good at,
on the other side. Not behind the barriers. Let me specify that.
well,
This sucks for
still,
Bastion
I mean,
behind the
just
barriers.
Bastion is good at chewing down barriers, but
Yeah.
since barriers have been nerfed, everybody is good at chewing
Junk.
down barriers, especially Junkrat. And
Exactly.
um, did you know, uh, Soldier, he's like very bad at destroying barriers. However, he can destroy an Orisa barrier in one shot of his Helix rocket in one clip.
Hmm.
Whereas before, it took a lot more.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, I mean, Orisa's barrier is basically you're going to have to use it whenever you absolutely need it.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be more reactionary, which is kind of hard considering after you use it, you have to wait another 10 seconds in order to use it again. And it's only 600 HP. That's less than a Winston bubble.
Yeah.
And Winston's bubble has not been touched in this barrier nerf.
I can
I think it's,
understand that one.
yeah.
It kind of technically buffs it in a sense then, since it's bringing everyone down except him.
Yeah.
Which is good because Winston's a pretty good character, but his bubble's not the greatest.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So this will be a nice little turn.
Also, Orisa's buffs, besides her barrier being nerfed, has made her into an unkillable beast. Her armor increase, I mean, armor damage reduction has been increased from 3 to 5 across the globe. And Orisa has a lot of
Ooh.
armor.
She does.
And her armor was actually increased by 50 as well. And that's 50 extra HP. So her max HP is like 450 now. 250
Unkillable.
that is armor. She's unkillable, and her fortify has been buffed. It's been reduced by 2 seconds, so she can use it a lot more often.
Makes
And
sense.
that makes her unkillable. So combine that with armor, she's basically an unstoppable force.
I can appreciate that. Makes her more her own character and less here's my barrier so my team can live.
Yeah, you can't be effective, and I think this is why they're doing this. Is they don't want people to be effective just by holding right click to have their barrier up in Rhine or pressing E to have their barrier up as
Yeah.
Orisa. They want skill to be
Yes.
more favorable.
Which I 100% support.
which is funny considering that Bastion and Junkrat
Exists.
exist.
Anyway, so that's basically our takes on Overwatch and Overwatch 2. Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, Sigma is screwed.
Yeah, Sigma's fucked.
But on paper, I keep on going in between this like these peaks and valleys of, oh, Sigma is completely screwed, to, oh, Sigma is still really good because of his abilities.
Yeah.
But his abilities are very disruptive, but the rock takes so long to throw.
Maybe
Sure,
if
the
they
rock
could
can
knock that
stun.
cooldown some.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But the rock takes like, it's so avoidable
Yes.
and so hard to aim because it comes out really
It punishes you so hard if you miss.
slow. Exactly. Kinetic Grasp did get a buff, and I'm really happy about that. And you gain more shields by absorbing more damage. Sorry. So I mean that's pretty cool. But you can also get stunned out of Kinetic Grasp, and you get 0 value from it.
Yeah.
And his barrier has been nerfed from 1500 to 900, meaning also its regeneration rate has been decreased by 20%.
Ooh.
So your barrier is not going to be up as long. So you're going to have to really use it very smartly. Very big brain.
Very
in the
big brain
placement of your
plays
barrier.
for most
So
tanks,
you're
you
gonna
know.
want to use it to block ultimates. You're not really gonna want it just out there to block damage anymore.
Exactly.
Because his barrier is the best at blocking like Diva bombs, at blocking
Fire alts.
yeah, fire alts, definitely. Anything that's line of sight, especially like Ryan's Earth Shatter.
Yeah.
He's really good at blocking that as well.
Most
So,
alts, actually. Soldier 76.
yeah, it completely shuts Soldier down. Except it did before, but Soldier's ultimate does 1000 damage collectively, so it technically can get 100 damage in at the very end. Assuming he doesn't walk around your barrier.
Yeah, which in my opinion is the exact reason why I'm all in favor for this shield nerf all around.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you can completely negate someone's ult without even trying, then like what's even the point of having ults?
Yeah.
It needs to be way more rewarding for actually trying to negate an ult, you know?
Yeah. I think Sigma needs a buff to his rock. Definitely. But I'm not sure what else you could change. I would say he should take away that second delay for his shield to pop out. Or,
Yes.
You know, after recalling it.
I agree with that one.
Because it's just you have to react with your shield, and if it's already placed and you're trying to block a fire ult, a second is enough for you to die, you know. So
yeah.
As somebody who liked to play Sigma before they changed his shield the first time, I definitely am not looking at Sigma.
Yeah, Sigma's become a more unfavorable character with these. Yeah. More so than other, like Ryan and Ariza.
There are also a lot of other small changes. Most notably, Moira's healing from her primary fire being nerfed down to 65 heals per second from 80.
That's definitely going to make a difference.
Yeah, because you just hold left click and you win.
Which, no offense to the present party, but it's a nerf that I would say is pretty important.
Yeah, I would also agree. Her healing is very effective.
That's one way to put it.
But also it's kind of scary considering the fact that barriers are not going to be as effective, so your team's going to be taking more damage. Which
Laughs
means
and support.
Damage Moiras are fucked, you know?
Yeah, unless they do more damage, since there's no more barriers to worry about.
Yeah, but if you're not healing your team and your team's taking damage, and you're just going to be throwing...
This is where it kind of comes into how competent is your team, though. You know, because your other support may be really good as like an Ana.
Yeah.
or Baptiste. Those are pretty good area healers.
But if you're the only main healer on your team
then
and you're
no,
not healing,
yeah, then no,
why are you picking Moira?
yeah. Okay, so on to the weird of Pokemon. Do you want to start us off, since I know you have a lot of strong emotions about this one?
Well, I mean, it's not like it's not a Pokemon game, you know? I'm disappointed with the overall product that we have been given, with the fact that a lot of Pokemon they're just pretending don't exist in this new Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of defeats the purpose of, gotta catch them all. Uh, it's now gotta catch some.
Gotta catch a few.
Gotta catch a few. Uh, just a few. It's made it very difficult for me to say, oh, yeah, this is a fucking great game. It's not really appealing to me.
Yeah.
It is a Pokemon game, and it does look good on the Switch. However, it could look a lot better as far as animations and battling animations are concerned. The newer Pokemon have a lot of life in them, and I will say that, especially the bunny starter.
Oh, dude, the starters I love personally. They feel real fresh.
Yeah, and they definitely have a lot of life. But whenever you look at like a Pokemon like Wingull, just constantly sitting there and just T-posing and doing nothing, it's, you start to wonder, why did they scrap all of the other Pokemon
Yeah.
if they weren't going to update every Pokemon's animation that is in the game.
Yeah.
Also, Mudkip is not in the game, and I'm very upset about that.
That's a fair disappointment right there.
But I think
My
that
my general opinions can be summed up with just one word.
what's that?
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a Pokemon game. There's
It's hard to completely botch it.
exactly.
But
I guess my main complaint with Pokemon games in the modern day is that, and this is pertaining to something that we said before, they hold your hand throughout the entire game and feed you the story.
mhm.
There's nothing to explore. One of the cool things about, playing like gens 4 through, gen 1,
Yeah.
which is, Diamond and Pearl all the way back to Red and Blue, was that you could play Pokemon and just, play it for like the RPG type thing. Or you could walk around and talk to people in
Get a story out
Lavender
of the
Town
world.
and get the
Yeah.
story of Lavender Town. You can get lore, by
This
talking to
was
people and interacting, stuff you choose to do.
this was pretty prevalent in my opinion in Ruby and Sapphire too.
Yeah, like Ruby and Sapphire, yeah, you could go through and not an Emerald, of course, because
No.
Emerald, forces you to get Rayquaza, but you could go through and play Ruby and Sapphire and not even know you could catch Rayquaza in uh, Ruby and Sapphire,
Yeah.
unless you actually talk around to people and they talk about Sky Pillar.
Yeah.
Then you go and surf and you find Sky Pillar and go catch Rayquaza.
Yeah. And even the main story of Ruby and Sapphire, sure there's a few parts where you have to do the thing. Those are about it when it comes to the main story being like, here you go, kiddo. And it makes sense because those parts that you have to do, like where you have to fight, I'm really bad with names, but the Team Magma guy
Yeah,
at the volcano, it
I
makes
forget his name.
sense. I can't think of his name, but it makes sense. And if you don't talk to people on the way up, or just in the game in general, you just don't know what's going on. And this is what I found out with my first playthrough. It rewards you for talking to people.
it seems to be a lot more lively of a universe because, and
If
this
you,
is just
yeah,
something I was reminded of yesterday. What one of the first trainers you fight in the game, in Pokemon Emerald, will say after you beat them, will say, "Wow, I've never won a Pokemon battle, but I'm gonna keep trying my hardest to win one." You register them in your Dex Nav, which is the communication device of that game.
yeah.
And later on, they will call you and say, "Hey, I won my first battle." And if you give them a call, they'll say, "Wow, I won 3 battles today out of 5. I'm doing really well."
There's just a lot
And
more world building. It feels so much more alive.
whereas like Sun and Moon is like, "Hey, here's a cutscene. Hey, here's another cutscene. Hey."
Hey, this is how you play the game. Did we remind you that you're playing a game yet? Because you're playing a game. Thanks for the
talking to
immersion.
NPCs, talking to NPCs in Sun and Moon is basically, what are you doing? They're just gonna say, "Oh wow, I really like Pokemon."
This is my favorite Pokemon. They don't even tell you why. Like in the older games, there'd be people that'd be like, my favorite Pokemon is blank. And they'd give like a valid, like real life reason as to why they would like that Pokemon.
Yeah,
I
and
don't get it.
just,
I think
this just seems to be a lot of hand holding.
I think like you were saying, I think Black and White is definitely the first example of when they started to make it mandatory.
The fact that you stand in the Pokemon League about to fight in, and you just get all of the story that takes about like 15 minutes to sit through all the dialogue and the cutscenes with either Reshiram or Zekrom,
Yeah, and even throughout the game, you have a lot of these moments where it's forced.
Yeah.
Which I like Black and White. Still never finished it. I like Black and White, but it's very obvious there was a giant shift between like that and Ruby and Sapphire, and definitely from Red and Blue, even the remakes.
One of the things I will say that I'll always like about Black and White is the Pokemon's animations in the battle. Even though they're two-dimensional,
They have
every
so much
Pokemon,
livelihood.
they're really either, depending on the Pokemon, they're either bouncy or they're breathing, or you can see that they're like twitching and ready to battle.
Yeah,
Whereas like I said, Winkle is just T posing in the new games.
yeah, exactly. Which Black and White, the reason why I would say it's like right on the middle of the teeter for me because even though the story's crammed down your throat, it still has a lot of that lively world to it. We're talking NPCs. We're talking to NPCs feels special, especially with the ones that would change the music in some of the cities, like they'd add instruments to it.
Yeah.
Those were nice.
Yeah, I mean, will I ever play Pokemon Sword and Shield? Maybe, but do I have a drive to get it right now? Am I sold on the game? No, I'm not.
Which is a fair opinion, honestly. I probably will pick it up personally within like the next 3 months, but I'm not. It's not on the top of my gotta play list.
Yeah, gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them. Gotta catch a few.
Gotta catch a few.
And
Gotta catch some.
I think that sums up the current state of Pokemon pretty well.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm still salty
A
that
step in the right
one,
direction, but like four
they
steps back.
they really had something good going with Generation 6, especially with Zygarde.
Hmm.
Zygarde kind of just existed in Pokemon X and Y. You could catch him, but you didn't actually get to see his 100% form until Sun and Moon came out. And he just felt like, oh, it's just a side character. X and Y didn't get a sister game. They were just, there was no Pokemon Z or anything.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got a call. Spam risk from Groveport, Ohio. Oh yeah, I don't know if you ever were told. I guess we're slapping iOS 13 in here for this one sentence I'm about to say, but iOS 13 finally added a automatic scam filterer, like how Galaxies and well Androids in general would say scam likely. iPhones now say whatever it is I just said. I already forget what I just said. Scam risk. Yeah.
Scam risk.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a scam call since I upgraded my phone to iOS 13, but or maybe I just haven't noticed. I don't know.
I always usually end calls that I don't know the number anyway. Because if it's important, they'll leave a voicemail.
Yeah, I do the same.
There's the bonus tangent for this one. You're welcome.
But yeah, also Pokemon X and Y added Mega Evolutions, and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire
Lol.
also added them.
Lol,
And
what's
it
a
was
mega evolution? What?
exactly.
Lol, what? That never
They,
existed. What are you talking about?
also, and I didn't really like Sun and Moon. I didn't really like Z moves, but now Z moves don't really exist.
At
do
least they tried something new, I guess, is how I've always looked at it.
they? Yeah, and the Mega Stones were in Sun and Moon. I will give them that, but they didn't add any new ones. They were just there.
They just existed.
Megas were really refreshing to the game, and they got a lot of me, like they got me and a lot of my friends excited about, being a Pokemon fan. But
I guess my biggest thing is imagine if Pokemon, the way Pokemon's made nowadays, if that was applied to like the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, or basically almost any Legend of Zelda game, where like instead of them plopping you in like a field, or in Majora's Mask's case, a city, and being like, this bad thing's gonna happen, go stop it, and that's it. That's all they tell you in Legend of Zelda games. You gotta figure out where you are, why you gotta go to places, what you gotta do at those places, and how that helps you stop the big bad. Especially in Majora's Mask, they don't tell you like anything in that game.
yeah, and I think that adds to like the mystery.
It gives you a true adventure feel. You
Yeah,
learn about the place you are.
Pokemon feels less like an adventure and more like a linear
Slice of
game.
life anime.
Yeah, it's a slice of life anime.
In the
Lol,
form
I
of a
got my
game
Pikachu on
cartridge.
my shoulder.
Ugh.
I also hate rifles in the new Pokemon games. They're nothing like they were at the beginning. Because
Mhm.
I know you know because you're playing through Pokemon Fire Red right now.
There's the
Gary
plug. There's
or
my shameless
whoever,
plug.
yeah, whoever your rival is, whatever you named him. I think Hard Drive,
I named him Hard Drive.
but whatever Gary or Green or Blue,
Gary.
whatever you want to call him.
Gary.
He's an asshole.
He is.
He's
Even
really
his
mean.
grandpa's like, wow, this kid is a disappointment.
Professor Oak just doesn't like his own grandson.
And I can't blame him.
Yeah. But like in the new Pokemon games, it's like, wow, we're really such good friends. I want to be as good as you at battles.
I feel like once again, I feel like White and Black was kind of the tipping point because you had two rivals in White and Black. One was not really an asshole as much as they were like emotions. What are those, lol? And the other one was like, I'm the goofy girl, lol XD. Let's battle our Pokemans.
Lol, I'm Bianca. I have Opie.
Yeah, exactly. Which I feel like was the tipping point for rivals not being as good.
Yeah. And I mean, in Pokemon X and Y, I don't know if you played them or not, but you had four? Four rivals. No, wait, five? I don't know the exact number.
Too
But you had
many.
a lot of rivals, and they were all like, I'm your friend. I want to battle you, friend. And then you
Imagine
had
if
one that
football
you'd like,
teams or wrestlers were like that.
yeah, like WWE, like John Cena's like, yo, Randy Orton, I know you like to RKO people, but I'm your friend, and I want to wrestle you, friend.
Brother.
Brother, you're my brother. Let's wrestle, brother.
Yeah, I think that sums up the problems with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Some mobile games. Those are also pretty gay.
Yeah. Well, so I guess what I wanted to talk about is how stagnant and oversaturated the market of mobile gaming is. You have a company or companies like Voodoo, who are
Hmm,
just
Voodoo.
shitting out these shitty ass simple games that die within a month just for a quick cash grab because of mobile ads.
They made Paper.io, didn't they?
I
Hold
don't
up.
know.
Hold up. I think I still have it installed. I'm going to see right now. Yeah, I do still have it. Yeah, Voodoo did make Paper.io.
They make all the like Snake.io, fucking Paper.io. They have like 5 different versions of Paper.io.
Yeah. I have one on my phone, and I think I have 2 on my iPad, which sums it up.
They have, games where you like throw balls. They got fucking
Everything.
just
Fun in the sun.
AFK games. Just something that will like
That's
grab
another
your
one.
attention.
AFK games. There's so many of them. They're all the same. And they're the epitome of the ones that have the bad ads right now, by the way. Where you'll get an ad and it's like an interactional ad and it's like a puzzle game or some stuff like that. You do the puzzle game or whatever, and it's like if you want to do more, you play this game. You go to it, and it's always some sort of idle game that is nothing like the ad at all.
Yeah. That seems to be the trend with newer mobile games. It's like, hey, check out this trailer or this ad for our game. Also, whenever you download it, it's not going to be what's featured in the ad or trailer.
I just don't get it, and I don't understand how that's not like illegal for false advertising.
Yeah, I really don't understand. Maybe it's because it's free to play.
Maybe
Maybe
that's
that's the loophole.
that might be the loophole. But then they have the microtransactions, and that we could go on that for like an eternity.
You can pay the developers $2 to, get ad free, but there's also still microtransactions in the game.
I think we
And
can sum that up with everyone knows microtransaction equal bad.
yeah, it's literally just a huge cash grab. They're shitting out these games with the primary knowledge that they know they're going to fail in a month or so. They're
Yeah,
going to completely drop off.
they're all kind of trying to get on that popularity that like Clash of Clans or Flappy Bird got.
Yeah, and the what we were talking about earlier, the popularity and then the people wanting to copy
The
said popularity.
popularity. There's so many base building games like Clash of Clans. They've kind of died off, but there were so many Flappy Bird clones. It was ridiculous. Flappy
Yeah.
Bird wasn't even that good of a game. It was like a 10-minute Python code tutorial game.
Yeah, it really was. The guy who made it was just like,
What the
wow, this is
hell?
like this is so popular for no reason. And that died off in popularity.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess a really nice like classic game like Helicopter, where you like fly the helicopter through the cave or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
There's so many clones of that game, like Jetpack Joyride or other copter games.
Jetpack Joyride was pretty okay though, because it
And
added its own unique twists to it, like vehicles and stuff.
yeah, I mean,
But
unique, but it's
yeah,
still like the same game,
yeah.
whether it's
That's a
done
good
well
point,
or not.
actually. How the hell did Flappy Bird catch on when Jetpack Joyride was a better game in every respect?
Yeah, I mean, I guess as soon as Flappy Bird took off and was making tons of money from ads, game companies were like, "Well, shit, we don't have to try. We could just make a no effort game and make tons of money off of it."
Yeah, the downfall.
And the market of mobile games is just saturated with this noob versus pro, my dad versus my mom.
I hate the noob
Bet you
versus
can't
pros.
reach. Bet you can't reach the ocean.
Yeah, bet you can't get to pink.
If you if you reach level 30, you're legally skilled.
Yeah, oh my god.
You're legally allowed to leave if you reach level 28.
You're legally allowed to leave if I can play the game for more than 15 minutes without getting bored.
if you reach the end, you're legally allowed to kill yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Give us your money first, though.
Yeah, just give us. Yeah, just watch the ads. So,
Watch the
I think
unskippable ads that pop up every single time you fail and have to restart.
one of the worst things about this is that a lot of the game clones are like Bejeweled too.
Yeah, the Candy Crush era.
Yeah.
Homescapes, Gardenscapes.
Oh my god. It's just like, oh wow, there's a game and this actually looks like it has story. Oh wait, no. It's just another Bejeweled game.
I will say though that Gardenscape and Homescape at least have something better than Candy Crush. They have the fact that there is a story in quotations, but every time you beat a level, you get to add something to the house or fix a part of the house. So, or in the garden form, it's add something or plant something to your garden, and it makes it look nicer in the end. So there is actually a goal, unlike Candy Crush, where it's like, yeah, get to level fucking 999 or something.
Yeah, just because your no life grandma made it to level 700, you have to beat her, right? You can't let your
Yeah.
grandma outplay you. What are you, stupid?
What are you, some kind of noob? I thought you were
Go
a
ahead
pro
and
gamer.
Go ahead and spend $26 on the paintbrush, you fucking noob.
Friggin' idiot.
What are you, stupid?
What are you, some kind of dummy? Okay, where were we going with this? But yeah,
I think the
mobile game bad.
I think the funniest thing is that mobile game ads are usually ads for other mobile games.
Yes.
So they're literally just circling around their own currency.
Yes.
They're just like, hey, I'm going to give you money so that you can give me money. Oh, okay.
It's just a toxic place right now.
I think that we can compare the oversaturation and copying pasting of games, of mobile games, to like the game crash of like what, the
80s.
70s? Yeah.
80s. It was like mid to, well, no, not mid. It was like early 80s, late 70s.
Yeah.
Where Atari was like, yeah, look at this game. Now look, it's 3 other games. All the colors are slightly different and they're called different things, but they're the same game. You can play them at home on your television. Oh, and they cost like $80 a piece. Later.
But I think the reason why there won't be a quote unquote crash is because they're all free to play games.
Yeah, and it's
And
the mobile
everybody has a
market.
smartphone.
I don't think anybody really takes it seriously either.
Yeah.
Okay, Steven Universe. Love it or hate it, you gotta admit it's had a good run.
Yeah. I would say I've never been disappointed with a Steven Universe episode besides like Ronaldo.
Brock existing in general.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, yeah, I don't know. I thought his name was Brock for a minute. I think it's because
Brock from Pokemon.
Yeah. I
Fried
try
man.
to pretend that Ronaldo doesn't even exist, but other than him, I like Steven Universe for the most part. I still feel like the ending was kind of rushed. The movie
Whenever
was
you
okay, but it had some pacing issues, but I can look past those.
whenever you look at like the ending of season 5 and the movie together, like as a whole, like saying, wow, this is the end of Steven Universe, it's kind of like, wow, this is kind of rushed and I'm not as satisfied as I should be, right?
Yeah,
But standalone episodes, I still think,
are
and
good.
standalone movie, I think they're really good. I was
Really, really
thoroughly
good.
entertained the entire time.
Because my problem with it was like, oh, it's the diamonds. They've been around for like literally millions of years, probably, and they're very set in their ways. And then Steven's there and is like, lol, love. And then they're like, oh shit, this is bad. We're sorry.
Yeah. They're like
It literally happens in what, a 4-parter? It was a 4-parter? With the last one
yeah.
being like 40 minutes? Like, what the hell?
Blue Diamond literally was about to fucking shatter Ruby and Sapphire for fusing. And then just like a few thousand years later, Steven Universe is just like, lol, I have Pink Diamond's gem. I think you should love instead. And she's like,
Yeah,
ah,
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna love. and then she's like, "Hey, Yellow, you want to love with me?" And Yellow's like, "No, I don't want to love with you. I'm gonna fight you for 2 seconds." Then they fight
Oh
for 2 seconds.
shoot! Why are we fighting? I love you.
Wow, I learned to love. Let's go get White Diamond to love. White Diamond. No, nobody's allowed to love. I'm going to control all of you so that nobody can love.
And
Steven,
then
I still love White Diamond.
Steven.
Oh,
Yeah, Steven's like, "Your baby." And then, and then White's like, "Ah!" And then he's like, "It's okay, baby can love." And then they're good. Like, what the hell?
baby,
Oh,
you're
I want
allowed
my
to love.
white diamond, or I want my pink diamond back. Nah, fam. I am my own gem, and pink doesn't exist anymore. Okay, guess I'll be good now.
Everybody happy.
That's my problem. I read a comment that summarized it a little too well for me. It was like, man, when they first revealed Yellow Diamond, it was gonna be so cool because it was like, oh man, there's like an actual hierarchy that he's gonna have to like dismantle. And then they were like, yeah, but then it turned out the last 5 episodes were just, we're space Nazis and we're sad.
Space Nazis very depressed.
Like, it could have, it just felt so rushed.
I can give Yellow and Blue Diamond a pass because they did say that they've been questioning
Authority.
the authority and
Or
like
the system
their
for like a
ways.
while, yeah.
And
But
I
like,
guess Steven pushing them over the edge
made
would
sense. But White
But
Diamond,
White-
no.
Mm-mm.
White was so detached because, like, even in the courtroom scene, White or Yellow and Blue are both like, "Yeah, I guess we'll just accept the fact that Steven is Steven and it's cool, I guess." And then White Diamond doesn't even show up. Instead, it's her Pearl, and her Pearl's just like the soulless, emotionless thing. Like, and then you see White Diamond, and you change your mind like within, I think it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah. All it takes is her pulling Steven's gem out, them refusing, and then him calling her a baby.
Yeah, actually.
Lol, you baby.
But yeah, the Steven Universe future it's looking pretty good, honestly. I'm just worried it's gonna suffer the same fate of the movie and feel very rushed
Yeah. But I'm hoping it can tie up whatever loose ends that everybody has
with
brought
things.
attention to.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. It just made no sense in my opinion for the show cuz like every character, main characters, got like if they ever had some major problem or were trying to do some sort of character development, it would at least take either a whole episode or b a good couple of episodes.
Like the story arc between
Lapis
Garnet
and
Pearl.
Peridot, Garnet,
That
and
too.
like everyone had some sort of thing. Even when Garnet was like, "Oh shoot, my leader was actually my enemy as well," and she defuses, it made sense. And it took the whole episode for them to be like, "Oh wait, I guess we can move on."
Wasn't it 2 episodes too?
Actually, it
one episode where
was.
he
It
where
was,
he
and then it ended with them getting married, so it was technically a 3-parter, I think.
yeah.
That's when we
For
got
them
the
to
Ruby
technically
Rider
move on.
and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, never mind, like that even. But no, White Diamond, 15 minutes, it's done. Empire dismantled.
Yeah.
A-okay.
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, I guess 2 years has passed at the beginning of the Steven Universe movie.
But still.
And but everything seems like White has went from this huge authoritarian figure to
I'm a
"Oh,
grandma.
Steven, please stay with me. Ooh woo."
We'll tolerate you. Ooh woo.
It's I mean, it's not terrible, but
It's okay. Just like Pokemon.
I mean, it's a kids show, right?
But I got hopes for future.
It's a quote unquote kids show.
Yeah. And I think that's gonna wrap up our first pod here.
Yeah, I think any other final points on any of the other topics?
Pokemon Sun and Moon is okay. No, it's not. Shield and Sword is okay.
I agree. But also, I am holding a grudge against Pokemon, so.
That's fair. And Overwatch 2 better not be $60 or I'll cry.
I will be disappointed, but I will patiently wait for a sale.
Well, that's been our first podcast, and we hope you'll come to the next one next Sunday at 2 Eastern Standard Time. You can buy Sword and Shield in a double pack for $120.
But why? There's no discount there.
There is no discount. They sell it at Target.
Why would you? Okay.
It's got a cool box, I guess. But
Thanks for watching /
thanks for
listening.
watching.
Watching.
Watching it. Goodbye.